Hello and welcome to ORL Tier 2 here on another wonderful Sunday afternoon. I'm your host, JMan075, and it is beautiful to be back in the commentary box today for Tier 2, a place where I haven't been for a decent period of time, but we are back for round 11, and it is the Australian Grand Prix. And usually this track occupies the season opening position of the season. But we have decided to move it to a bit later in the season. So now it's in a pretty crucial stage at round 11 with 4 rounds to go. And we're kicking off qualifying here this afternoon. And Guga is serving a qualifying ban, as you can see, retired from the session. So no lap for him, but he'll be starting down the back, which is only 13th. So not too bad. And I've realised I'm in game chat, so I'm going to change that. All right. So Spicy on his first lap at the moment. We're just going to have a look over the championship standings, what's important to be aware of at this stage. As Spicy, who's currently in a championship pursuit at the moment, not going as planned in the last couple of races, but great opportunity for him today to rack up some points against his rival PS Bomber, who is leading the way. So let's have a look, shall we? Drivers' standings. At the moment, PS Bomber leading on 183 points. Last week it was Jaden Squires who won last time out in Great Britain. And he's gone up to Tier 1 because of his pretty immense speed. Spicy invalidated his lap, so he's gone back into the pits. In fact, quite a few drivers have invalidated, but one who hasn't is Com United. PS Bomber sets his first lap at 1:17.0. So PS Bomber leading the way on 183 points. Spicy 29 points behind. So about a win separates first and second in the championship. So if Spicy can slowly nip away at that lead over the next couple of races, it could really set up an interesting season finale. And Mickey and Wolf a little bit further off. But their combined performance for Mercedes has given them the overall constructors leaders, I think. I'm seeing a little bit of, I thought I saw a little bit of rain there, possibly. It is quite cloudy overhead here at the Albert Park circuit, but conditions look like they're holding it together for now. So let's have a look at SNF Wolf in the Mercedes, 4th in the championship. He's got 2 wins this season. We've had 6 different race winners in the 10 races that we've had so far, so it's been one of the most even Tier 2 seasons we've had. We've usually had one driver just absolutely dominate. Zonix last season and Vipermon a couple seasons before that. And Hudman as well did a similar thing as Wolf comes to the line now. And it is a 1:17.1, so that puts him in P3 for now. So the first season we really haven't had someone just absolutely dominate the field. PS Bomber has the most wins this season with 3, but he's never really looked like he's worlds ahead of everyone else. Obviously on some tracks he just genuinely was the best driver, but as we can see here, drifts on pole by 5/10. It's his first race in quite a while as well. He's down in P10 in the Drivers' Championship. He does have 2 podiums this season. So he'll be looking to help RB grab a couple points today, as Mickey's now loading up for his lap in the other Mercedes. Yeah, so Constructors standings, McLaren still lead the Constructors Championship by 20 points, but over Mercedes. But Mercedes did gain quite a bit last week. So 20 points the difference between them two. RB's about 60 points further behind. And then it's Aston Martin, who are battling with Alpine at the moment. Or not really battling, but they were behind. Now they've overtaken them. So it's really McLaren versus Mercedes is the main battle we've got to watch out for as has been the case for most of the season. We've also got to take into account the overall constructors, where RB are leading that by a comfortable margin. So McLaren, plenty of motivation to score points today. And we know they've got a very, very handy driver lineup of PS Bomber and Sparks, as Mickey has invalidated his lap, unfortunately. So still no proper lap set for him yet. In the meantime, Spicy with a purple middle sector, allegedly. We're not 100% sure about that. Obviously, the game does like to play tricks on us. Still very, very cloudy. I wonder if anyone can give us a bit of insight into the weather conditions. But it looks like it's holding together for the moment. Spicy with yellow flags in front of him. Thankfully, that Sauber's just gotten out the way. And Spicy can now launch into the final DRS zone. He's pretty much run out of battery, so he's going to be quite slow, but he still sets the fastest lap by just under a tenth over his teammate. And the two RBs are flying out in front at the moment. Really solid signs for them, and Spicy needs a win today to really kick off this championship battle, which is heating up as the weeks go by. And obviously we do have a 2-week break coming up after this. The OFI event, Oceania F1 Invitational. The first two events are kicking off in about a week and a half's time, Tuesday the 8th and Thursday the 10th of October. And if you're unfamiliar, it's pretty much the 20 of the top drivers in the Oceania region competing in the one race, and across all the top leagues represented as well. ORL have participated before. This is an individual event, so it will be the very best of the best facing off, and we'll make sure to promote it in our server as well. It's going to be a really awesome event, and I can't wait to watch along as well. So that's why we've got the week break, to give OFI the time to shine. All the other leagues are taking a week off for it as well, so hopefully we'll see many of you there to watch that one. But in the meantime, we're about halfway through this qualifying session, and I think I've got to chuck someone an invite. Yeah, so it'll be a really good event. OFI, looking forward to it very much. It's always extremely well organised, so it'll be good fun. And PS Bomber on a lap at the moment, trying to improve on his current time. And that's not going to do it, unfortunately. A slide into the penultimate quarter there. It does catch out a lot of drivers, that one, so PS Bomber's fallen victim to that one. And unfortunately, we'll only get one, maybe two more cracks at a lap to try and get pole position off Spicy's direct rival. So we'll see what he makes with that opportunity. Big slide there from Sparks early on in his lap as well. He's going through the first sector. And now absolutely flying his way through. The split time is down by, and there's an invalidation as well. Thought he got a little bit too close to the line there. There wasn't going to be much of an improvement anyway through that first sector, so not too much of a loss. We'll have a look at Milan now, who is up 2.5 tenths in that Ferrari, who's the Ferrari Tier 2 team haven't been, well, they've been a little bit off the ball this season. The Tier 1 side have really been carrying the bulk of the points this season, and they have been able to get themselves to 4th in the overall constructors. So Milan will be hoping to do his bit here today and really bring that team back into contention. And they're in a big fight with Aston Martin at the moment in terms of the overall constructors, so these points are absolutely important. And this has been a good lap from Milan. He's generally a good qualifier, as we see now, making his way down the main straight. And it's looked pretty solid from Milan. It's going to be a 1:17.4, puts him right in the middle at P7. So not a bad effort from him. Yeah, so Spice's Mickey just went P2 while I wasn't looking for a moment, so he's just gotten ahead of RB Drifts there. Spicy's still able to hang on to that provisional pole position. What about Bug Jump in the Williams? It's been a pretty reliable reserve for Williams, and he's become full-time now in the last few weeks, so down on this time, unfortunately, for Bug Jump. And Broadstar is just finished his lap. Com United is on a lap, but he's down. We'll have a look. We'll have a look anyway. Now through the middle sector, not using a great deal of battery through here. He's still got plenty left. Takes a very tight line through turns 9 and 10 there. Two of the more difficult corners on the track there. He's got some tyre smoke to contend with, but he makes his way through. And now quite a bit of traffic as well, with both the Mercedes setting up for... Oh no, coming into the pits, I thought they were going to set up for a bit of a team play there. But can Com United improve? He's down at 11th. It's not where he'd want to be. And he moves up to 10th. So Com United has been in quite good form the last few races. He'd be hoping for something a little bit more than that. But plenty of time left, so I don't think he's going to be too bothered by it yet. And for the viewers watching along, make sure to chuck your race predictions in the chat. Always interesting to see what you guys have. And Spicy is really been working hard this week, I think, because he's just set another blistering lap. He's gone 5 tenths up, and that puts him 5.5 tenths clear of Mickey in P2. So Spicy looking really, really solid at this stage. And I think now everyone's coming back into the pits to gear up for a final run, except Broadstar, who's currently on his lap, very low on battery, as Sean has retired in the pits. No higher than 12th for him. Now Broadstar. Through the technical sector 3, this is the corner that's caught a lot of drivers out. He's run a bit wide there of the apex, and now into the final corner. Can he take back that position that Com United just took off him? No. He's down on that lap, unfortunately. Spicy is expected to come back into the pits. Com United, he's going to gear up for another run. But yeah, make sure to chuck your race predictions in the chat. I think Spicy's looking really solid so far, so it'd be hard to go past him, especially with the added motivation of the championship battle. Com United got very close to the margins there, so yeah, let us know what you think, what the podium might be. And Com United is really pushing the limits here. And he's up 6 tenths through the first sector, so this has been quite fantastic so far. We'll go on board with him now. And the DRS will be opening up. And away we go, and Aston Martin there on the inside, on the outside. And this is nearly a second for Com United. This is going to put him in P2 areas if he can keep this up. So from 2 very average laps to start the session off, he has managed to find something brilliant here and put together a great little run. This is the last corner that could really catch him out. And he slides in there, but that's all right. DRS is going to open up down the main straight now. This has been really good for Com United. He's going to cross the line now, and he's lost time. So P4 1:16.9. He lost about 4 tenths in that final sector, and that slide in the final corner might have had something to do with it. So he was looking at a potential P2 there, but unfortunately he's going to have to settle for P4. What about Bug Jump in the final sector as well? 2 minutes left in qualifying. Might get a chance at another run after this. He has taken that final corner quite well. And now DRS open all the way to the line. Burn the battery. And it's going to be close here. It's going to be an improvement. And he moves up to P7 ahead of Sparks. So nicely done from Bug Jump. What about Mickey? Mickey in the first sector trying to get his lap done nice and early. And we'll see the Mercedes really starting to push the limits here. He's matched his first sector time. He's going to need over 5/10 if he wants to beat Spicy. In fact, he's pulled out of that one and he's going to have another run very shortly. What about SNF Wolf? He looks to be pushing quite hard on this lap. He's down in P6, not where he'd want to be. He's gotten very close to the line there, really pushing the margins of the track limits here. And just up on his time as all the drivers are pretty much getting started on their final runs, and Wolf's actually pulled out of that one as well. He's going to be very close to trying to get to the line in time. So Milan is the first of our drivers to start his lap. Sparks very, very close behind him. This could help him or hinder him, depending on how Milan's lap goes. Let's see, yeah, Sparks up a 10th. He's going to be able to use a bit of Milan's toe here down the straight, but he doesn't want to get too close to him, otherwise it could impact his lap. This has been a really good start here from Sparks. DRS, Kenny grab a distance slipstream from Milan here. He's got a slight improvement. And Milan's doing pretty solidly as well, just in front. DRS again here for Sparks. This could be a potential top 4 lap here for Sparks. Can he crack into the 116s right at the end of the session? There's 10 seconds left, so this is going to be the final run. And he's getting very close to Milan. This could help him down the final straight here. Here he goes, Sparks burns the battery. There's been a yellow, and this has been really good. It's P2, a 116.4. That toe really helped him. RB drifts. Kenny match Spicy. No, he can't. It's P3. Mickey is in the final sector as well. So is Spicy. Spicy's not improving, so he's going to stay there. What about Mickey? Can he improve? PS Bomber hasn't. He's going to finish in P5. Wolf and Bug Jump have retired. It's all down to Mickey, the last driver left. Can he do anything to knock Spicy off? No, he can't, but he can get P2, and he's only a 10th off. That's a really good finish from Mickey there. And Spicy is going to be your pole sitter for the Australian Grand Prix, and what a session it was. Spicy has been on top for this entire session, and that is in fact his first pole of the season, if you can believe that. Neither PS Bomber or Spicy have picked up a pole this season. Mickey has 3, Sparks has 2, so does Milan, and then Wolf, Com United, and RB Drifts. So Spicy's first pole of the season comes at an extremely important juncture in this season. And he leads Mickey by a 10th and a half. Mickey's consistently been the best qualifier in Tier 2. Has been beaten by Spicy. And then there's Daylight after that. Sparks had a great lap, but he needed a lot of help from Milan. So game on. Spicy first. PS Bomber 5th. PS Bomber's got some work to do. And if positions stay like they are, the margin of the championship is going to be cut down to just 13 points. Still a long, long way to go, though. A lot of quality drivers in this field today as well. We'll see what the strategy is, I think. Guga needs an invite. I think most drivers will be starting on the mediums or the softs. I'm not sure if you can do a soft-medium strategy on this track. I think you might be able to pull it off. Yep, you're right. Time to race down under. Chuck in your race predictions as well. Spicy is on pole. The lights are coming on here for the Australian Grand Prix in ORL, and we are underway. Those lights did not stay on for long. It's a good start for Spicy. Good start for Mickey as well. A great start for RB Drifts, who's attacking Sparks into turn 1. And Sparks broke late trying to get past Mickey. Couldn't quite do it. And now the run down to turn 3. Everyone's clean so far. PS Bomber just staying away from the carnage, and RB Drift's managing to hold on to that position. Com United is battling with Wolf at the moment, and there's a bit of damage. Sean is into the wall, and he has lost a bit of his front wing. Com United has lost 2 places to Wolf and Milan, and Juicebox now handing him. We're going to go back towards the front. Spicy already with a solid 7/10 lead. And now PS Bomber is attacking RB Drifts. The McLaren sandwich that RB Drifts is in at the moment. Not going to be a very comfortable spot for him. And PS Bomber is hunting him down with everything he's got. But without the DRS, not enough to overtake him down the long straight. And now we pass through turns 9 and 10 and make our way towards the back straight here at Albert Park on lap 1. And still nothing doing for PS Bomber, who's desperately trying to make some moves to get his way towards Spicy, who's already pulled away. And this front 5 has already pulled a gap as well to SNF Wolf, who's 1.1 behind. And Spicy, yeah, with a great start, looking like he's got a lot of downforce, really sticking to the track at the moment. Bug Jum has overtaken JD Juicebox as well. I think he made a mistake out of the final corner. And as we end lap 1, Spicy holds that lead. Everyone in the top 5 has held position, but PS Bomber is putting some serious pressure on RB Drifts here as we get the tyres up. And it's going to be mediums and hards across the field at the moment. So Mickey on hards, a mistake for Drifts there, has opened him up to Spicy. Remember, DRS open now this lap. And PS Bomber is going to get that opportunity, but Sparks is going to help RB Drifts here. We're going to see a fair bit of overtaking. I think Mickey might have lost DRS to Spicy here as Bug Jum's already picked up a 3-second. So Mickey under some heat here, but under even more heat is RB Drifts because PS Bomber is looking to the outside, but he can't quite get it done there. The DRS is too strong and RB Drifts just hanging on to it. And yeah, Mickey starting on the hard, so that might be a contributing factor to why Spicy was able to pull away, but I think he just hung on to that DRS because he's able to reel him back in now. And now there's a big divide in this pack because Wolf is now 1.3 behind, and now Mickey is very slow there, and Sparks almost had an opportunity to overtake, and he might now down this main straight. PS Bomber really close to Drifts as well, but the straight line speed looking a bit too strong from the RB. I think the RBs both went different ways in their setups, and it looks like these top 5 are really starting to fly away from SNF Wolf, who's slowly falling off the pack. He's on hard tyres as well, both Mercedes on the hards, as well as Milan and Broadstar, everyone else on the medium tyres. So we'll see how that strategy evolves as the race goes on. We're on lap 3 out of 29 at this stage, and Spicy he tried to break the DRS of Mickey, but Mickey was able to pull him back in. So Spicy could be a sitting duck here. Mickey's getting really close, and he's going to make that move for the lead here, and Mickey has done it. And Spicy, after a great start, wasn't able to hang on to that lead for more than 3 laps. And now look at the run that Sparks is getting on Spicy, and Spicy could lose 2 places. What a terrible run it's been for the RB on lap 3. And he's gone down from 1st to 3rd. Mickey now holding that lead. Drift's gone off the track, and now PS Bomber goes down the inside. An opportunistic move, and the McLaren finds himself in P4. So while Spicy's losing places, PS Bomber's gaining them, and this is hurting this championship fight for Spicy here, who has PS Bomber now right behind him, and it's game on as Sparks looking to take the lead off Mickey there. He was very close, decided to back out of it, but it's been a very, very good battle between this top 5 so far. We look as Broadstar now comes into the pits to get rid of the hard tyres because he's got end plate damage. So he's chucking the softs on. He's going to have a quick one, and yeah, Sparks is looking very feisty. It's been a great start. He's got a lot of pace, and he's now flying after Mickey. And I'll give you a bit of a championship update in a second as Sparks now flying along to take that lead off him. And he goes for it, and he's taken it. Spicy, what's he going to do here? It's wheel-to-wheel still. Mickey's fighting it back, but he decided that he's going to let him go. But a great run from Mickey. He's going to give him an opportunity right back at him. No DRS, though. Now here comes Spicy down the inside. He's right back in this one. And what's happened to Drifts? He's all the way down to 7th now. Must have been a little bit of an incident because that pack of 5 has now turned into a pack of 4 as Milan and Wolf are now wheel-to-wheel. And Wolf has the outside now into the inside. A great little scrap between them two. And Wolf holds that 5th position, but drifts now in 7th position. And he's coming to the pit, so he's picked up damage. Has the RB there, a disaster for him early on. And PS Bomber has picked up a 3-second as Milan into turn 1. Goes deep, makes the overtake, but Wolf gets him right back. And Milan just made a bit of contact. And that is Com United and Milan both out of this race. Com United was a unfortunate bystander to that incident. And that is 2 drivers out of this race. Safety car out. And that was a huge crash between those two. Just out of turn 1 there. And it was just a little bit of contact. Milan clipped the inside of Wolf there as he repassed him out of turn 1. Wow. And unfortunately, Milan's stranded in the middle of the track. Just had Com United, who's entering blind, or just run straight into him. And unfortunately, that has them both out of the race. The safety car's worked out quite well for RB Drifts. And we're going to move our attention to the front of the field to see what the pitting situation is like. Are the medium runners going to go to the hards? The hards can definitely go the distance from here. 2 McLarens might have to pit together, which could be interesting, as could 2 Mercedes. Let's see what happens. The Spark stays out. They all stay out. So I think it's a bit too early to go into the hards, but JD Juicebox doesn't think that. He goes straight in, so does Guga. Nothing to lose for these two a bit further down the field. So they're going to go into the hards. Drifts is already on those hards, just pitted last lap. He'd be ruining the timing. If it happened a lap later, he'd be able to get away with it. But unfortunately, Drifts is going to be down in 10th, although Sean is going to come into the pits and chuck some hards on as well. Rodstar might think about putting his old hards back on also. He's going to stay out on the softs for now. But the top 6 have all stayed out. And everyone else is going to be on newer tyres behind them, so this could bunch up the pack a little bit. Yeah, but a real shame for Com United to unfortunately lose his race in that way, as Guga has picked up a 3-second, unfortunately. He's having quite a good run the last few races, Com United, so yeah, unfortunate that his race has ended in that way, and same for Milan as well. Didn't really do a whole lot wrong there. But now the safety car is out on lap 6, and it's put a halt on this front of the pack battle. And while we are on safety car, we'll give you a championship update. So PS Bomber currently leads the championship. He's on 183 points. Spicy's on 154, so he's 29 points behind. So pretty much a race win the difference between the top 2. And it's pretty much a 2-horse race. Mickey is on 128, so he's 55 points away from PS Bomber. And Wolf is 62 points away from PS Bomber. Sparks 71 away. So the top 5 in the race are the top 5 in the championship as well, which just shows the incredible consistency that we've seen from these drivers over the season. Guga's not too far behind Sparks in 6th in the championship. He's down in 8th on the track at the moment. But pretty much all drivers are going to score points today as long as they're able to make it to the finish line. So that'll definitely be in a few of the drivers' heads today, as I suspect the safety car will be in this lap. Everyone's bunched up now. Everyone's caught up. So it'll be interesting to see the dynamic as Rodstar's gone off onto the gravel there. Not exactly sure what happened to him, but yeah, so JD Juicebox, Guga and RB Drifts on new hards, chasing after the pack in front of them who are on older tyres. Will they have enough pace to reel them in here? And Sparks has had a fantastic start to this race. He's come up from P3 on the grid, and he's just looked Really, really strong so far today. And currently in the lead, deservingly so. It's worth noting that all the top 5 drivers have picked up a win this season as well, at least. So safety car in this lap. Going to be Sparks from Spicy. Yeah, surprised some of the lads haven't gone in for hards. I tend to agree with that. I think 22 laps to go in this race, you could definitely make the hards last till the end, and that's what Googa, Juicebox and Drifts are doing. Now they've just got to hope they get through this restart without any issues, otherwise it could ruin their plan a little bit, as Sparks has gone very early and he's pulled a little bit of a gap to Spicy there, so a good restart from Sparks, but PS Bomber is now putting pressure right on Mickey, but Mickey pulling away from in a straight line, it looks like. And then Wolf, who's right back into the mix here in this race, is right there behind PS Bomber, now putting pressure on him as well. So PS Bomber now in the Mercedes sandwich, and down the inside goes Wolf for a big move into turn 3, and he's done it. Has he? No, they're still wheel to wheel, and PS Bomber got a snap, and now he's lost a bit of time. Bug Jump is significantly holding up Googa, although JD Juicebox just got past him. Sparks now with a 3-second penalty. So that is a big moment in this race. A lot of penalties could be coming through and making a big difference to the result here. And Drift's got past Googa there, and there's a yellow towards the back. It's Bug Jump. So something happened to him there. Obviously, Spicy really close to Sparks. He senses an opportunity now that Sparks has picked up a penalty. And he's going to go after him. He's using all the battery he can. Down the inside goes the RB. Sparks doesn't fight it too hard. He lets him go. Spicy put a lot of battery into that move, so Sparks knows he'll have the opportunity to get him back. Then it's the 2 Mercedes in 3 and 4, and PS Bomber has been able to catch back up to this pack with minimal consequence. But they do have Juicebox, Drifts, and Googa, the trifecta behind them. And as I say, that Googa now in the pits, so I think he's picked up some damage. That is very unfortunate for the Aston Martin here. Yep, so he's going to have a wing change as Drifts now picks up a 3-second as well. And now Juicebox is attacking PS Bomber, and he goes down the inside, does the Sauber, a little bit of contact, but Juicebox has gotten past PS Bomber on those new hard tyres. Is this strategy going to be the winning one for the Kick Sauber? He's up to P5, he's in the best position, he's the only one who doesn't need to pit for the rest of this race. So as long as he can hold it together, this could be a really good outcome for the Sauber, who's looking for his first podium in ORL still. He's deserved one as well. He's driven really well in some races this season, as Sparks now gets the lead back, and Mickey flies through as well. So Spicy back down to 3rd, and it's been a good run for Mickey as well. Sparks with DRS also, and everyone's fighting hard here. Wolf trying to go around the outside. There's contact between him and Spicy, and huge contact, and Wolf is out of this race, and a lot of drivers have damage. That is another safety car, and that is absolutely terrible for both the Mercedes who are involved in that crash. In fact, they ended up colliding with each other. Wolf is out of this race. Mickey is with significant damage and towards the back of the pack. And now Sparks is in the pits. Juicebox is in the pits. Must have picked up some damage from that also. And what a drama-filled race this has been so far. RB Drifts now leads the race, and a double stack for McLaren is going to really slow PS Bomber down, plus this wing change, and he could get overtaken by Broadstar here. It's going to be close. Broadstar has got PS Bomber, and PS Bomber's now down in 8th place. Juicebox down in 6th, and he hasn't gotten his wing replaced. Oh no, that's not good for him. And yeah, wow, what drama in this race. Spicy has stayed out. He's got wing damage. He's going to have to get that replaced, surely. Googa's back in the pits now too. He's put his hards back on. Yeah, but a chain reaction there. I think it started with Sparks and Mickey there. There was actually 2 separate incidents going on at the same time. Sparks and Mickey and Wolf and Spicy, and I think they pretty much all ended up getting damaged. Sean's up to P3 now, as a result of that. He's got damage too. This is unreal. Let's figure out who hasn't got damage here. Drifts probably wouldn't have. Spicy does have damage, so does Sean. Everyone else has, looks like they've got their wing replaced. And then Guga's slowly catching up to the field as well. So the controversy. There will definitely be some reports after this, I am sure of it. And Spicy's just been disqualified from the race as JD Juicebox comes back into the pits. I don't know what Spicy was doing there. I looked away for a sec. Did he just overtake the safety car? Well, that's definitely going to hurt his chance. That's for sure. And Bug Jump's got a 10-second for a collision with Spicy, so that's definitely going to get removed because Spicy was disqualified. I think he lost wing damage from that too. I think Spicy was pitting, and as he pitted, he overtook the safety car. That is pretty funny. So, a few drivers are going to get some good points today, it looks like. The win is still in anyone's hands here. But Drifts is in a good spot here for RB. Unfortunately, with Spicy's DSQ, that's going to impact their points haul. Both McLarens are still in the race. Both Astons are still in the race. Both Kicks are still in the race. Only one Mercedes left, and a Williams. So, Sean has found himself in the unlikely position of P2 here in the Sauber. This has been a crazy race so far, but other drivers, there's still, I think, what has happened there? There's been a collision. I think Bug Jum's lost a bit of wing there from a collision with PS Bomber, possibly. Probably going to have to come into the pits to get that replaced, but in the meantime, Drifts has gone. He has gone down this straight. And what a great position he's found himself in as Bug Jump comes into the pits. And now Broadstar is chasing after Sparks here, who's suddenly rejuvenated into this race, is Broadstar. As what has happened here, Sean has just been overtaken. Sorry. And he goes down the inside of Sparks, trying to make a move there. That wing damage is really holding up Broadstar. He's going to try and go around the outside here, and he does get that done. And PS Bomber is right behind as well. He manages to get through as well. So, Drifts now with a 1.2 second lead over Mickey, and they're both on old hard tyres. So, we'll see how that develops. Mickey still hasn't pitted in this race yet. So, that's something he still needs to do. And all the drivers are now starting to filter through as PS Bomber now right on the back of Broadstar. And here he goes down the inside. He's going to try and make it stick here. He goes quite deep. He runs over the curb. Like Broadstar gets a better run out of the corner. And he goes wide there though. So PS Bomber's still with a bit of encouragement. They're losing quite a bit of time to the front runners with this battle. But it looks like Broadstar's just going to hang on there for the moment. What about Sparks and Mickey? Sparks with a significant tyre advantage. DRS about to be enabled down the next straight. And Sparks should be able to get Mickey even before that happens, because the new hard tyres are going to be on fire as Mickey is now slowly starting to catch RB Drifts. This is working out really well for Sparks as well. Sparks is within striking distance of the leader just about. And is 1.5 seconds clear of Broadstar, who's the next runner who's on competitive tyres. And Guga's not far behind PS Bomber either, as PS Bomber does get past Broadstar. What about Sparks? Didn't get past Mickey on that occasion. And a spin for Drifts. So he has lost the lead now of his own attrition. And Sparks is about to take the lead here. He goes down the inside on Mickey. And he gets the job done. He might have left the track a little bit there. Mickey is back in it. But Sparks now in the lead of this race. PS Bomber is right there. And this could be potential for a McLaren 1-2 early days. But it's looking very promising at the moment. Broadstar's there as well. And Drifts has filtered in just ahead of Guga after that spin. Terrible timing for him. But Sparks only on 4-lap old hards. The equal youngest tyres in the field at the moment. PS Bomber chasing down Mickey, who's going to try and defend this hard. He's allowed Broadstar to get back in the game a little bit. But Mickey knows this is absolutely crucial for the Constructors' Championship, that he stops McLaren from getting the maximum points. So he's going to do absolutely everything he can here. But I don't think there's going to be much left to do down this straight for Mickey, because PS Bomber is going to be absolutely flying. But Mickey does have DRS, and you can see he's putting everything into it. Is he going to be able to hold him off? PS Bomber's flying down the straight. He's not burning that much. Mickey is burning everything he has to defend. And he's catching up, back up to Sparks just about. But a poor exit. PS Bomber picks up another penalty for going up the track there. And now he's in P2. But with 6 seconds worth of penalties for PS Bomber. And now Broadstar is attacking Mickey. He's not too far behind. He's had some great pace in the last few laps as Broadstar. And here he goes with the switch back down the main straight, if you don't mind, from the Aston Martin. And now they're going to go wheel to wheel. Mickey with straight line speed, though, is able to hold him off somehow with 10-lap older tyres. But Broadstar's going to get a good run through here. Mickey still has the DRS. Is Broadstar going to have a go? He thought about it. Too far back, though. And the two McLarens now both leading the way in formation just about. So Mickey's just hanging on by the skin of his teeth to the DRS, and the McLaren's in front, but I think he's lost it now. There should be a good chance for Broadstar. He's about 4 tenths behind. What about the battle for the lead, though? PS Bomber is going to get past Sparks and take the lead of this race. This is exactly what Spicy would not have wanted to see. He's out of the race, and now PS Bomber's in the lead, and it could double his championship lead today. If he keeps this up, Sparks is going to be sticking right with him. And now Broadstar down the inside of Mickey moves into the podium places. Broadstar could get his second podium in a matter of weeks here after a lean run of races early in the season. Broadstar is looking really good here. And his teammate Guga's down in 6th at the moment, with Drifts in 5th. So still a while to go, but the McLarens look like they've got a stranglehold on this race. How hard is Sparks going to battle? Are there going to be some planned team orders here? Or is it just going to be you can race one another? This result for McLaren could get them a significant boost in the Constructors' standings and the overall Constructors' standings as well. It could bring them right back into contention. So they definitely wouldn't want to mess this result up, although at the moment, technically, Broadstar is going to win this race with just looking at the penalties. Although I don't think he's got the pace to hang on to these two at this stage. Mickey might be able to get back past him with that straight line speed that he has. And you can see gaining on the Aston Martin, still gaining on the Aston Martin. Broadstar is a lot slower in the straight line there, as you can see. Mickey gets back past, he's going to get the DRS too. And this is exactly what Broadstar didn't want. And Sparks is able to get past PS Bomber as well. You can see the difference in the corners between these two. But Mickey is an absolute bullet in a straight line. So we'll see if Broadstar, as Mickey now comes into the pits he needed to. And that releases Broadstar, who's 3 seconds off the lead. At the moment, it's just outside what he needs to try and win this race. But he's going to be hoping that the McLarens are holding each other up or hoping for another safety car of sorts. Mickey's going to come back out to the pits in 7th, but he's going to have a lot more speed than the cars around him. In the meantime, Juicebox down the inside of Guga into 5th place. Nice little move by the Sauber, trying to fight his way back into this one. And Drifts is just 1.3 up the road from these two. And he's had a couple of moments in this race, Drifts, where he thought he was on top, then had a spin, and all of a sudden it's all unravelled. And with 12 laps to go on this one, it looks like the McLarens are seizing control of this one, with Broadstar slowly falling away from the penalty range. In fact, we will switch over to the penalty view. And Guga has managed to get back past Juicebox there into 5th place. So at the moment, they'll be moving ahead of Drifts just because of how close they are. In fact, they are gaining on Drifts as well as at this stage. And they're not too far off Broadstar, just ahead. So this battle could start to kick off between them pretty soon. In fact, they're not too far off the lead either, but Sparks and PS Bomber holding a 3.5 second gap to Broadstar. And PS Bomber will be looking to stretch that out to 6 seconds to avoid losing any places to the Aston Martin here. But this is definitely the result that Mercedes and RB would have been hoping would not happen. And you can see now Guga and Juicebox are about to catch Drift, so this battle's about to kick off. Three-way battle between these cars. Juicebox is absolutely flying along, so is Guga actually. He almost was close enough to make a move there. He was about 7 tenths behind at the start of the straight. He's going to have another dose of DRS, but Drift took that corner a little bit better. And that should be just enough to hang on to that position, but Guga and Juicebox have got speed at the moment. The question is, do they have enough to catch Broadstar, who's currently sitting in the podium places? They've got a little bit older tyres than Broadstar, so it's going to be difficult for them. But Juicebox and Guga have younger tyres than Drifts does. And you can see they've got a bit of a pace advantage as well. In fact, my data is indicating that Guga has a little bit of front wing damage as well. Broadstar's on a 2-stop. Yeah, he could be. I think the mediums could go to the end of the race if he really stretched them. Because if he does pit again... Oh, Drifts has hit into Juicebox. And that is a safety car. And Drifts had a massive slide there. And Juicebox was just an innocent bystander. It's been a theme of this race. 3 cars have DNF'd due to just driving on the road, and a car's lost it in front of them. And that is another victim. But this safety car does open up a few possibilities here. The penalties are going to hurt at this stage in the race. You think everyone's going to come into the pits. But wow, does this give an opportunity for Broadstar, who, as was mentioned, might have had to go on a 2-stop race. Now he can just take a free pit stop, and he doesn't have any penalties. And the McLarens have to double stack too. So Broadstar could end up stealing a spot off PS Bomber here. As you can see, he's been held up. It's going to be very, very tight. They both come out. Who's ahead? Who's ahead? It's Broadstar is ahead of PS Bomber. Wowee. Drifts is having to serve a 10-second for that incident. But Broadstar in P2 and in a position where he could potentially win this race. So Drifts now goes onto old medium tyres. I'm not sure if he meant to do that or not. And yeah, wow. So Mickey stayed out, funnily enough. PS Bomber's gone onto hard tyres. I gotta say, the tyre decisions are... I don't know why he wouldn't just go onto the softs here, because it's only going to be, once the safety car ends, it's going to be about 8 laps. Softs should be able to go that long. So this is curious, to say the least. But it does bring the likes of Bug Jump and Sean back into this. And Guga's actually stayed out as well, interestingly enough. So I wonder if... there's only 8 drivers left in the race, so it's not like you're going to lose that much time if you pit. So I wonder if that's what's going to be the case here. Because they still have a pit stop to Sean in the Sauber, so if Mickey, Guga and Drifts all decided to pit, they could just do that as well. But I'd be going on the soft tyres here. When the safety car comes in, there'll be 7 or 8 laps to go. Broadstar just went into the back. He did. Yeah, he's got front wing damage. Wow, do drivers just keep sabotaging their own races. This is unbelievable. Don't do what Spicy did. So Broadstar's now going to have a wing change as well. So he's kind of hurt his own chances there. And he's going to go down to dead last, but on new soft tyres. This race has been pretty nuts, I can't lie. But the McLarens, through all the chaos, are P1 and 2. Mickey has no penalties. But he doesn't have new tyres like both the McLarens do. This is, I gotta say, this is bizarre. Bizarre that none of these guys have actually pitted onto soft tyres. When there's only 8 drivers left, I don't see the reason to stay out. I think Sparks and PS Bomber are just going to be able to run away with it, to be honest. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Because Sparks and PS Bomber both do have penalties. That's the only thing that could hurt them here. Safety car in this lap. It's going to be Sparks leading the way. His teammate's going to be right behind him. And Mickey, who's provisionally leading this race after penalties. So let's see what happens here. A sprint to the end. Sparks on mediums, PS Bomber on hards. And then Mickey on some used mediums. Possibility of rain. It is very ominous, but it's looking like it's okay for now as Sparks is now off. Good reaction time from PS Bomber. And away we go. He's got a good run down the main straight. Rain would throw a very interesting spanner in the works as well if that does happen. But here we go, as you can see, great start from the 2 McLarens on the new tyres. Mickey's going to just have to try and do his best to hang on here onto the DRS for the one lap where we're not going to have it. And Guga slowly already falling off the DRS there of Mickey. And the 2 McLarens are getting really close. PS Bomber now. How hard is Sparks going to fight him off here? As Sean's gone down to 8th. He's been overtaken by Broadstar and Bug Jump. And look at the speed of PS Bomber. Is he going to try and make the move? Sparks is defending it. Mickey's right there as well. In amongst it, he would like to try and make a position here if he can. Because that tyre disadvantage, he needs to be right there. Drifts has gotten past Guga. Or it's wheel to wheel, and Sparks off the track into the gravel, and now he's down into P3, so Mickey now senses an opportunity, and PS Bomber's in the lead, but for how long? Because the DRS is going to be enabled this lap, and Mickey's got to do everything he can to stay within the 1 second here, otherwise PS Bomber could run away with this one, as Broadstar now past Bug Jump into P6. Let's see what happens here. 6 laps to go. And Mickey's closing him down. Remember, the straight line speed Mickey has is enormous. No one carrying damage at the moment besides Guga, who's got a very slight amount. That could just be slightly hindering him. But Mickey, with he's 5 tenths behind, I reckon he's going to be able to make this pass here for the lead of the race. Wouldn't this be massive for Mickey and the Mercedes team? Here he goes, DRS open. PS Bomber defends the inside. Mickey goes around the outside. Nothing he could do to defend that. Mickey in the lead of the race, but for how long? Because PS Bomber's got a great run out of the turns 9 and 10. Although Mickey has that DRS, it should be able to help him for the moment. And the top 3 are slowly starting to gap the rest of the field because Drifts is a fair way behind. And now the McLaren's really getting backed up by Mickey here through the corners. He's quite slow through there. And PS Bomber didn't take a great line through the final corner. That's going to give his teammate an opportunity to come at him if he chooses to do so. Sparks has set the fastest lap of the race here to try in his effort to catch up after going onto the gravel the lap before. And Broadstar now past Bug Jump into P6. So he's on those new soft tyres. He's about 6 seconds off the lead, so not too far. He can slowly reel his way back into it with 4 drivers in front of him holding penalties. And here we go, PS Bomber now. He's going to get the DRS on Mickey. This should be an easy pass, but they don't want to make this awkward here, the McLaren team, because Sparks is there as well. You can see what's going to happen here. PS Bomber makes the pass. Is Sparks going to be able to do it as well? There's a little bit of bumping. Mickey slots in behind. It's all well at the moment. And PS Bomber takes that lead back. And McLaren's 1-2 is restored for now. Now, is Sparks going to want to take the win off his teammate? He's got the 3-second penalty advantage. So they've got to keep that in mind as we head towards the end of this race. Are there still more penalties to be given out? It's going to be a very interesting last few laps. All the drivers will be desperate to keep it in the track, and it's all going to be up to Mickey here if he can hang on to these 2 in front of him. Yep, the straight line speed is immense. Mickey does have no pens. And here we go, Sparks making the move for the lead on his teammate. And he does get it done. PS Bomber doesn't fight it hard. This McLaren battle is getting more interesting by the minute. Are they going to be able to break away from Mickey? Mickey's just hanging on. If he falls out of the DRS, it could be trouble because the McLarens, don't forget, are on fresher tyres and they could start to pull themselves away. PS Bomber is going to get DRS here. Is he going to pass, make the pass back on his teammate? Yes, he is. How far back is Mickey? You can see him slowly clawing his way back. He's got to get a little bit closer here, but here we go. Sparks going to make another move here. The McLaren's putting on a show for us in the late stages of this Grand Prix. 4 laps to go now. And you can see they've well and truly broken away from the pack behind. Drifts and Guga are not going to steal this one, and Bug Jump and Broadstar are still fighting it out. Broadstar having a bit of a tougher time than he would have hoped. And he's actually fallen out of the penalty range of Guga in front of him. And Sparks getting really close to PS Bomber again, but not making the move. Mickey's still hanging around. He knows he just needs to hang in there. And he's going to be able to pick up this win for himself and his team. And you can see just how close. This is phenomenal racing between the 2 McLarens. Very fair and very respectful. And Sparks, they're still going to have to try and find a way to get Mickey away, but Mickey is gaining on this lap, and he might be able to make a pass possibly. When the DRS opens, Sparks is looks like he's going to take the lead back here. And he does, and Mickey's coming in at a rate of knots as Guga gets past Drifts into P4. And Mickey just holds back. He's playing the patient game here. All he needs to do is just hang in there, and he's going to be taking this win. This would be Mickey's third win of the season if he's able to pick it up. And a little bit of a lock up there has cost him some time, but he's still hanging on to that DRS. It's now almost a second. He's 1.2 behind Sparks in the lead, and he's got and Sparks has a 3-second penalty. So that little moment, if he falls out of DRS, this could get a bit close for him. But he's still just hanging on for now. He's out of the second now. So could the McLaren start to pull this one away and try and get Sparks the win here? This would be Sparks' second win if he's able to get it, and they are. Mickey is out of DRS range, and he's 1.5 behind Sparks. We're going to have to get the leader gap here, 1.6. So can they pull out 1.5 seconds in 2 laps? The race is now on. Mickey has fallen out of DRS. PS Bomber isn't going to take the lead off his teammate on that straight. But we're going to be watching that timing screen very, very closely. The best play for these two will just be to let each other pass. They can try and pull away from Mickey. But this is going to be a grandstand finish. PS Bomber is pretty much resigned to P3 in this race. But Mickey is now 2 seconds behind Sparks. And we're going to have 2 laps to go. Mickey is going to have to drive the wheels off his car here if he's going to be able to pull home this win. PS Bomber is just sitting behind his teammate for now. And in the meantime for P4, Guga is going to pass Drifts with that penalty. Broadstar will get past Bug Jump and maybe Guga. It's going to be close between them 3 as well. But this is absolutely thrilling stuff. It's now 2.3 seconds with a lap and a half to go. They are both going to be doing absolutely everything they can to try and hang on to this race. And you can see Sparks low on battery, and now he's going to let his teammate through to try and give himself a bit of a DRS boost. And you can see it has helped. He's now 2.7 ahead of Mickey, 2.8. And suddenly the odds are now in Sparks' favour. Mickey held on for a very long period of time, but now he's outside of the threshold. It's 3 seconds the difference. PS Bomber is leading on the road, but Sparks is going to win this race by 1/10 as it stands, 2/10 now. And I think he might have this one wrapped up unless he makes a terrible mistake on the final lap. It's just got to be a quali lap now from Sparks. He's got the DRS as well on PS Bomber, and it looks like he's got it. Mickey is going to have to put in the lap of his life here if he wants to pull this off, but it looks like it's going to go the way of the McLaren. There's 1 lap to go. 3.1 the difference. What a riveting finish we've had. Sparks is going to get really close. He's got to be careful not to get held up by his teammate here. I think PS Bomber's got to try and play the team game in order to get this win for the McLaren team. It's now 3.3, and Sparks is looking more comfortable by the second. Mickey doing everything he can, but it just looks like it's going to be a bit too much. You can see Sparks cleaner through the corners, and now he's going to make the DRS overtake, which is going to secure this one, you'd suspect. 3.3 seconds is the approximate lead. 3.1 now, actually. It's cut down a little bit. And now Sparks has just got 1 sector to go. Still 3/10, so it's anyone's ball game still, but I think it's going to be home and hose for Sparks and for McLaren. They're going to get a 1-3 finish, and Mickey's slowly falling out as Sparks just has a couple more corners to navigate in order to pull off this win. As a slide out of that corner, but I think he's going to be okay. As he comes down the final straight, he's going to be okay. The penalty was there. Sparks was just able to get away and win the Australian Grand Prix. Mickey was so close, 5/10 the difference. And what a tense, exciting battle to the end we saw there. It was a virtual battle of sorts, with the distance between them on the track, but it was still just as entertaining, and Mickey came in half a second short. Sparks and PS Bomber, some great teamwork at the podium, and will extend his championship lead by 18 points and make it very, very difficult for Spicy to mount a challenge for the rest of this season. Aston Martin finished 4 and 5 with Guga 4th, Broadstar 5. Good fight to the end. And then it was RB, Drifts, Bug Jump, and Sean. They'll all pick up points for the day. But Sparks had an incredible race, an incredible finish, and I think it is pretty obvious that Sparks was the driver of the day today. So that's who I'm going to crown it to. Very well raced, and what a finish. Great work from the McLaren team. They executed that as well as they could. Obviously, they would have preferred to have no penalties, but they did an awesome job. And Sparks now takes home his second win of the season and the fastest lap as well. And McLaren now edge closer to VCarb, who only picked up 6 points in this race. The overall Constructors' Championship. McLaren extend their Tier 2 championship leads, and they pull in the Constructors' lead just a little bit. There's still a fair way to go, and the Tier 1 race is also on after this, but it's looking very promising. And that's all we have for this afternoon in Tier 2. What an awesome finish it was. It was a pretty chaotic race, but the finish was worth the wait. Thank you all for tuning in once again for another edition of ORL Tier 2. Congratulations to Sparks for the win. Mickey put up a great fight as well, but Sparks and McLaren take home the prize. And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you shortly in about an hour and a half's time for the Tier 1 race at Australia.